This conference will now be recorded.
All right, I'd like to call the Board of Supervisors meeting to order. As always, let's start with the pledge and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. We do have a quorum. We do need to adopt an agenda. The two changes I know of are we need to remove number 5. Topping committee didn't meet today like we planned. Just don't have anything. The other one is number 8. Jonathan wants to talk about the public hearing for January 13th on silviculture. And that'll be under information and correspondence. Anybody else have anything they need to add? Anything down there?
For clarity, oh, don't eat the microphone, eat the snappers. So just for clarity, Annette needs to get some more quotes. That's why we're pulling the toppings committee. So that'll come back sometime in January or February.
Anybody else have anything?
No, sir.
What's the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the agenda as amended.
A second. Motion's made and seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Public comment. Public comment. Anybody?
Is Gracie online?
It's pretty good. Pretty good. All right, we'll do it again later. No consent agenda. We've got minutes from 12/9/2025, and then we've got supplemental appropriation number 18 for $39,600 to the school from the school board. Do you have any thoughts, questions, comments?
I move to approve consent agenda as presented.
Motion's made and seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right. No special appearances, no public hearings. Ms. Warren's not here. Jonathan,
she's not.
FY27 budget calendar.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Bringing this back as old business, I don't believe there's any action you need to take, but we want to make sure you're aware of why this is coming back for clarity. Initially, I feel like we didn't clarify enough that your public hearing for the budget and tax rates and administrative fees will be done together on the 7th. What was a little bit different last year per code because there was a reassessment year is why you had to set a separation. But we didn't have it as clearly identified when you adopted the your last calendar. The dates don't change. We just want to make that clear that all those public hearings will happen that night. So Just a point of clarity, if you will.
On the 7th of
On April the 7th,
Yeah, yeah.
yes, sir.
Everybody good on this? All right. New business. Jonathan, talk to us about the National Burn Awareness Week proclamation.
So, as board members may recall, various agencies or entities will reach out if they have certain awareness or recognitions or things they want to do, and they make a request or proclamation. Ms. Turner did look back. We've done this in prior years. This one comes basically giving a request to recognize February 1st through the 7th of 2026 as National Burn Awareness Week. It's just, putting out there for folks to be, smart with burning. A lot of injuries are caused throughout the years for burn injuries, so it's just a National Burn Awareness Week. If you like to recognize it, usually if you approve it, they put them on their independent websites. So it's just pretty standard these requests come to you. You have approved in the past, there's nothing saying you have to. I don't think there's any harm if you do. Your choice, Mr. Chairman.
What would you like to do? Would you like to adopt this proclamation for National Burn Awareness Week? I don't think we have to read the whole thing.
Right. So moved.
Motion's made and seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. All right, new toppings fund. Brian, tell us about the Hoover Ridge Maintenance Building proposal.
Yes, sir. As you're well aware, last winter we had a complete collapse of our red barn, and this is a product of that going down. We actually went out for bid last summer. Had one bid come back in for $849,000. We dropped back and punted. Looked at doing it out, piecemealing it through ourselves. Ended up pulling that bid process because there seemed to be some inconsistencies on how people wanted to see it. We then found a cooperative procurement mechanism through Louisa County with Loudon Building Systems that allow projects such as these up to $500,000. Our procurement policy does allow it as well as state code. And we have come to an arrangement with a quote with Loudon Building Systems for $407,000 for a 60 by 70 foot with a 15-foot eave with aprons at all 6 doors and $30,000 allowance for groundwork. And before we get into the appropriation, I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
We have questions on this quote. It's unfortunate they cost so much. I mean, this is the typical government tax on the other side, which is what it is. Would you like? We do have a supplemental appropriation. Brian?
Yeah, the supplemental appropriation is actually good news. I'm trying to thumb down to it now. We closed out our radio system. It obviously has been done. We got the final acceptance on it, and we rolled the bond proceeds over to, hold on a second, I'm trying to thumb through, there we go. I think I've got it there. So we had bond proceeds that we, for $320,000 that we did not use on the radio system, so we were using that to supplement the building here, along with another $26,100 to supplement off of appropriation. The warranty money or the money from VACORP was already in that account, the $100,000 minus what we've already spent with Sunbelt and demolition and things of that nature to get us to where we need to be. 425 is where we're setting after the 407 with a slight contingency for things that may come up.
It looks like we need two motions here, right? One to approve the contract and then later on the supplemental.
Mr. Gordon has put language in there. If you go back to the board report, sir, basically, if you like that proposal, and thanks, Mr. Yao, for catching the narrative description of the project cost does not match the numerical. It's $407,000, not, I think, 407, 700 and some dollars. So that part will get straight. But the recommended action, should you be fine with everything Mr. Gordon stated here today, is authorize me, and you generally do the attorney as well, to enter into a contract with Loudon. That allows us to put our terms and conditions. We have standard terms, drug-free workplace, and there's a bunch of those that we would put with that contract. So this is a proposal, and we would take that proposal and move it into a contract that our attorney would review. And then if you authorize, via here tonight, we would execute that. And then the supplemental to Mr. Yao's point is if you're fine with the proposal, that's one action. The supplemental will be the second because it establishes the budget for it.
What would you like to do, Mr. Yarrow?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I move that we authorize the county administrator to enter into a contract with Loudon Building Systems, aligned with the proposal that is dated, December the 4th. I don't see a number on it, so that's dated December 4th, 2025. Correct.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Now we have supplemental appropriation number 19.
And just for clarity, again, the recommended project cost, because we want to have some contingency built in there, is for 425. You see 346 on there, 79.8 is what's remaining of the insurance money that's already living in that item. So when we got that check, we asked the board to recognize that, to establish that line item, and that line item for the Hoover Ridge Maintenance Building Project was created. So that's why you only see the 346 number, but there is an existing 78.9 lives in that project.
Yeah, that got put in there last.
Whenever we
When we
received
rolled,
it, yes,
Forward.
right.
What's the pleasure of the board on supplemental 19 for 346, 100?
Move to approve, Chairman.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Brian, talk about the outdoor rec.
Okay, so the Outdoor Recreation Center, in dealing with the playground, we found some things that we needed to have completed to make that work. The primary thing was the perimeter of that playground needed to be a hard porous surface. You could do it with railroad ties type of mechanism, pavers, or concrete. We ultimately landed on concrete simply because this is something that's gonna be there for a while, and we're putting an awful lot of resources in this thing. We don't wanna be coming back and visiting inside of 5 years. So with that being said, we looked at doing work to put that in, also bring finished grade up on the green areas adjacent to the playground and the splash pad, complete the middle sidewalk that will connect the concession stand area with the current basketball layout, and then all conduit and electrical mechanisms that we need to complete, so we don't have to dig a sidewalk back up. The Parks and Rec Association received a donation this week of $267,500 from the former Volunteer Rescue Squad. That donation will pay for this change order in its entirety. The change order comes out to 147 and some change. 147,309.68. And he's got a pretty good description of what he's doing with that. It also includes the perimeter fence around the pond for the erosion pond, which was not in there for Phase 1A. Obviously, we can't do anything with a bunch of kids running around a pond. So that fence is in there as well. And happy to answer any questions you may have.
Just to be clear for everyone, so these things that we're talking about, modern, they were already in the overall plans for the whole thing.
Correct.
It's
Yes,
just that
sir.
we realized that this is the more timely time to put this in while.
Basically,
Right.
Advantageous
Ad-
for us
to
to
do
take
it now.
advantage of an opportunity
Right.
and to be able to be
Right.
ahead of the game. moving
basically, we've
forward.
gotten donations a lot quicker than we thought we
Oh,
would. It's pretty impressive with the money that they've been able to bring in the last 2 months. It's pretty insane.
correct. That's what it is. Congratulations to y'all for getting so many great donations. I mean, y'all, who the heck would have ever thought this was going to come together? Oh, doing great. Doing great.
Is Lindsay happy?
So the check has been received, so the treasurer has that, so the supplemental reflects that.
Great. What would y'all like to do with supplemental appropriation number 19?
I
We're
would-
approving the change order first, number
Yes.
3.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I move that we approved change order number 3 with Walls Construction.
Motion made and seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Now number 20.
So Hannah, was that good enough to, I didn't authorize, but approving is good enough for you?
Yeah, if you approve the change order.
It's okay, okay,
That gives
okay,
us the right to
sorry.
execute.
We do. We've got supplemental appropriation number 20 for 147,309.68.
Move to approve, Chairman.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Anybody have any discussion? All right,
Yes, I do, Mr. Chairman.
all right.
I just want to express my sincere appreciation for the privilege and honor of serving the last 4 years on this board with yourself as our leader and with Supervisor Dawson. Both of you have exhibited the highest standards of integrity and I think commitment to the county and intelligence. You're both very talented individuals, and we hope to see you back on the board in the future.
Yeah, I second that, Dustin and Clay. I mean, the county is better off from your leadership over the last 12 years. And Dustin, it's been a pleasure, serving with you as well. And I hope, don't be a stranger. We need your voice. I've talked to, I don't know how many people have come to me and said that they had called you and then got an answer back right away, and that's important. And thank you, thank both of you.
All right, anybody else? All right. Information and correspondence, organizational meeting.
We put that there just as another reminder. So the organizational meeting is the first business day of the new year. So that will be Friday, January the 2nd at 9 p.m. So I'm also looking at our AM, excuse me. I must be thinking about a game, Chuck. We need to talk about a bet after this. No, 9 a.m. on January the 2nd. So I say that to our supervisor-elects because that's the time. Hannon will kick that off. He is your happy parliamentarian, and we'll go through the motions of that. Ms. Turner has done a great job. She's updated the organizational meeting documents. We'll get those out soon. They're pretty standard stuff, your code of ethics, bylaws, and all that. So just read in advance. If there's any questions, reach out to us. We're happy to answer. Other than that, we wait for you to set the direction on the 2nd, and we'll see everybody then.
Anybody have anything on the 2nd? All right, going to the January 13th public hearing on silviculture, Jonathan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The reason why I asked to add that from the floor today, the last meeting, the board agreed, and I think we had Mr. Daniel here, based upon a citizen's request to exclude taxing. I think he had some silviculture equipment, forest mulcher or something like that. Initially, the board had said, hey, let's set a date of January 13th. Both Hannon and myself, and I believe even Ms. Turner, we got her involved. We talked it over with Mr. Daniel, our commissioner. He feels like a slight change. Every year you advertise your rates and tax rates, or if you're making changes or not, and you do so, you have a public hearing, and you do so via ordinance. He feels, and I'm in agreement, Mr. Wright can speak for himself, that probably your best approach, if you so choose, forego having the January 13th public hearing, and when you do your normal public hearing for your tax rates and all that, just handle it at that time. People still can have public comment. We would notify, forgive me, I don't remember the gentleman, I think it's Mr. Claflin. We'll go back and look at that. But we'll give a proper notification since he's the one that brought the attention of man. Let him know if you change that date so he can participate in the process, be aware of it. So staff's recommending move to forego the January 13th, the original direction you set, and let's just handle that at our April public hearing date that's on the calendar.
The 7th.
Yes.
Everybody good on that?
Yeah, that ought to work.
All right. Any other information or correspondence?
No, sir.
Public comment. Public comment. All right, we do have closed session.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I move that the board convene in a closed session pursuant to Virginia Code Sections 2.2-3711A1 for personnel.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, man.
This conference is no longer being